Hi guys, it's reaction time. One of my favourite bands, Alter Bridge, and the song Sin After Sin. This is the third single coming off the album Pawns and Kings on October the 14th. I don't think I've given a big enough shout out to the other members in the band. I always talk about Tremonti. I always talk about Myles Kennedy, obviously, but of course you got Flip on the drums, an amazing drummer, sometimes a bit underrated, I would say. And of course, Brian Marshall on the bass guitar. I mean, those two are just brilliant. I've seen Alter Bridge, I think I've mentioned before, more times than any other band I've ever seen. Amazed in how good the first 4 albums are. Just masterpieces, you know, stood the test of time for me. Brilliant albums, not been so much into the last 2. And I think that's almost, you know, I always make my own mind up with music. If someone says to me an album's shit, I won't say it's shit until I've listened to it. And I'm not saying any of those albums are shit, by the way. I'm saying maybe they weren't up to the standards of the Alter Bridge that I know. They're not quite as good. I don't think the hooks and melodies were really there on The Last Hero. You know, it almost felt like the songs didn't go where they was meant to go, or didn't. It was almost like loads of sort of bits and pieces of songs sort of melted into one, but not really fit in. Sometimes the songs are a bit too long, in my opinion. And I thought the last album, though, Walk in the Sky, was a bit better. Walk the Sky? Was it Walk in the Sky? I know there was a song that was a slightly different. The song Walk the Sky. Or was it Walk in the Sky? Oh, what the fuck? Probably not as good as the first 4, but a bit of an improvement, I would say, on the Last Hero, in my opinion, by the way. But then I started to think, as I'm having these opinions, that they are, for me, they're on a pedestal. They're such a great band. They're so amazing that I think I've set the bar maybe a bit too high, or maybe they set the bar a bit too high. Perhaps it's their fault. Blame it on them. But they're amazing. I really love them. I love Tremonti's work on his own as well. I've said this before. I think that's almost the last Tremonti album I feel was his best album, and that's exceeded the Alter Bridge last 2 albums as well, I would say. You know, I'm never going to say Mark Tremonti should be, which is a stupid thing people say actually, Mark Tremonti should be the singer of Alter Bridge. No, that's a separate thing. I love Mark Tremonti's voice, but Myles Kennedy is fucking just amazing. You know, I mean, one of the best vocalists ever. So that's just, you know, I don't think that's, and Mark Tremonti's voice really suits Tremonti, you know, and I love him backing vocals in Alter Bridge as well. But I love the band. I have set a pedestal too high, but I was thinking, as I've just gone veered off subject there. I think it's just, they're such an amazing band. It's when you listen to them perhaps on a playlist of your favourite songs, and then an Alter Bridge song comes up on, even if it's off the last 2 albums, then it shows you how fucking good they are. Because even like the worst Alter Bridge song is another band's best song. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I think that's how good they are, and my expectations are really high, and I've been a little bit disappointed in the last 2 albums. As far as the last 2 singles are concerned, I think they've been better. The last one in particular was a good song. The first one almost had that feel to me, even though I really enjoyed the second half, it almost was too much going on again in that song. It was like 6 or 7 minutes long or whatever it was. And it was like too much. They tried to fit too much in a song. They're very progressive now, aren't they, compared to what they were, which isn't a problem, but you know, it needs to work, it needs to flow, and it needs to, you know, the songwriting, they're great songwriters, and I think I've just become a bit fussy. Anyway, I'm hoping this one's good. Sin After Sin. The thing that worries me about this song in particular is that usually when an Alter Bridge song comes out, I get message after message from people saying, have you heard it, have you heard it, have you heard it? Nothing, I don't think, on this one, unless I've missed the message. But usually there's a few Alter Bridge fans on this channel, and usually I get messages from them. Are you going to react to the new Alter Bridge song? Like, yeah, I am going to, but I knew it was out. No one messaged me, I don't think, which worries me a bit. Why ain't anyone talking about this one? Anyway, this is Sin After Sin. Here we go.
you've been hiding. From now on, nothing is the same. Some people never change. So tell you, what are you hiding? It was you who brought this on for way too long. A sad truth to be reminded. For we have done no wrong. It's not our fault. It's not. But you want so much more than we should ever have to give. Say enough to sin. Say enough to sin. As you adorn your crown of thorns and play the pure Messiah, your flock will come to know the beast you are. I've seen your kind before. Oh, so tell you, what are you hiding? It was you who brought this on for way too long. A sad truth to be reminded. For we have done no wrong. It's not our fault. It's not. But you.
I gotta say, man, I love that. I absolutely love that riff, man. Da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-na. Oh, man. What an amazing riff that is. And I thought, I hope that goes in other parts of this song. Because I was saying about Water Bridge, sometimes they do too much in a song. It's a little bit of everything. I almost was hoping that riff would carry on throughout the song. I was thinking, is that just going to be the beginning? Because they've done that before, where they've just used a riff at the beginning, goes off and something else, but they used it in that chorus, man. And with Miles singing, soaring over the top of that, sounds amazing, especially the bit where it goes like deeper. Da-na-na, 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 like that. Oh, man, what a riff. One of their best riffs, I would say, I've heard for quite a while. I love the way they're bringing some of their... I've always said I missed a little bit of the old Alter Bridge, you know, especially around the Blackbird and AB3 period. Some of their songwriting was just amazing. And I think with this, I'm hearing some similarities of going back to some of that, especially the way they die down before. They do it a lot, but I love it. They die down before a chorus and they sort of almost break it down. And then they just go bang into the chorus. That's exactly what happened there. That was amazing stuff. I love the sort of mellowness of the verses and the way Miles sounds amazing on this, by the way. That second verse especially, going a little bit, you know, giving it a little bit more, a bit higher. He sounds just brilliant. Miles, I mean, I always have a go at Miles a little bit because, I don't know, it sounds ridiculous, but I have got high expectations. But I always say that Miles, his voice, although it's still amazing, and remember, he's 50-something years old now. So, man, if he can sing like this, it's just amazing anyway. But I always say that he almost takes too much of his voice from working with Slash. Almost, you know, just changed his voice a little bit. But I've got to say, on this song, he sounds fucking amazing. He really does. He just sounds like he did 6 years ago. Do you know what I mean? Not that there's anything wrong with his voice now, but sometimes he does the Axel whine, as I like to say, a little bit too much. Can't hear any of that really in this, which I like, which is just amazing. But yeah, it's a fucking great song. It's an absolutely amazing song so far. Probably my favourite of the three, I would say. Just that riff alone just makes it a fucking hit for me. Amazing stuff. Let's go for the rest. Oh yeah.
It was you who brought this on for way too long. A sad truth to be reminded. For we have done no wrong. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. Sin after sin. 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 It's not our fault.
Man, amazing track, absolutely amazing. I loved it. I was thinking, like, because there's been some comments about Mark Tremonti's voice being underutilized, if you like, in the first couple of tracks. And I was thinking the same as this song was going on, and then it really does make a cool difference, like when he joins in. I don't know, because I think Miles has been doing a lot more harmonies, and Mark seems to be used less on the last couple of songs. On this one, I heard there was a bridge bit, or a middle eight, whatever you call it, after the instrumental section, even though I don't remember a solo. There wasn't really a solo in that, I don't think. Fucking hell, I usually listen to that for the solos, but I don't think there was one. But in the part that almost, when I put my headphones back on, they went to a middle eight bit later on, and then there was a part where it stopped and they both sang, and then you could really hear Mark come through, and then obviously at the end he was repeated the sin after sin bit. And I think that's fucking great. They should do that all the time. I don't actually agree with Mark doing a full vocal on his own. He did that on the last album. Although it was a great track, it almost made me feel like it was a Tremonti track. And I think Mark should be utilised a lot more in the songs themselves, but not on his own. Fucking Miles is the singer. You know, I think you should keep to that, but have Mark coming in like he did there. It sounds brilliant. It sort of opens up a different, feel for the band that they used to have, actually, on those first 4 albums, I would say. But man, yeah, loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was a brilliant song. Sin After Sin, my favourite probably so far off the album, the new album. And remember, this is coming out, it ain't that long now, is it? I think it's coming out, let me have a quick look, sorry. So it's called Pawns and Kings, and it's coming out on October the 14th, so only another month, so that's cool. Like I said, Alter Bridge, an amazing band. That was an amazing song, probably my favourite of the 3 so far. Let me know what you think of this new Alter Bridge song, although I'm about a week late, which is a bit shit for me. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you soon.